Well, hello, and how are you doing? Took me a second there. I had to turn my microphone on. I'm a little out of sorts this evening. I'm having computer not issues per se. I'm just not getting things aren't as organized as they should be for some bizarre reason. My teleprompter not working, and I'm getting echoes here. So there. I hope that works. That should be better. Okay. Hot chocolate this evening. I'm. It's not a very cold winter's evening here, actually, in Canada's capital. One second. It's actually quite mild out this evening, surprisingly mild. And as I was surprised, I went for a walk and stepped outside, and the wind was in my face, so that was cold. But I realized after walking a few hundred meters that it's quite mild out. Would have been a very nice evening for skiing. Unfortunately, my back was not working the way I wanted it to today. I was going to head out to the Rideau Canal because it just opened on Sunday. I was going to go out for a skate. That was my intention. That was my plan all day. But as the day wore on, my back started to hurt more and more. And I made it to the store. I picked up a prescription and some painkillers and some heat. So I'm slathered in what smells like mint. I have the heat pouring on my body to help with the pain in my lower back. Such is how it goes sometimes when one gets older. So, bear with me for just a second here. I just need to fix something very quickly. I promise you I will be right back. Hold on just a second here. Terribly sorry about that. Just needed to make a minor repair. Camera was a little askew. I needed to fix that. Oh, that's much better. So hot chocolate on a Monday evening, cold winter Monday evening. Although, as I said a moment ago, it's not super cold. Oh, I got your hot chocolate too, Stephen. Excellent. That's great. I went for a walk, like I said, to the drugstore to pick up to the pharmacy to pick up a prescription. And as I got closer and closer to the store, I realized, yeah, my back is shot for the evening, so I will not be making it to the canal for a skate, which I'm disappointed in because I was really looking forward to it all day because the weather has finally cooperated and the Rideau Canal, the world's longest natural skating rink, is open. But unfortunately, the old injuries are catching up with me, and I'm afraid I just couldn't make it out to the skateway this evening. And that's just sometimes how it goes. Let me just fix one more thing here. I'll still stay on camera. I just need to adjust something. If I can find it. There we go. That's better. I just needed to fix something on my camera. So, Had to clear my throat there. Apologies. So here we are on a Monday evening in January. What are we? The 22nd of January. So we're getting to the latter part of the month. One of the hardest months of the year. And I'll be honest with you, I've been going through an extended depressive episode for the last few weeks. And I've been reluctant to talk about it, mostly due to the fact that I find for myself personally, and maybe things are different for you, but for myself, when I'm in the midst of a depression, and when I get them today, let me quantify it, or qualify it, I guess you could say. When I go through a depressive episode these days, it's not like it was in the past. The medication does wonders to keep me focused on how good life actually is. In the past, when I went through a depressive episode, I was in a really, really super dark place. And I still occasionally have dark moments, really dark moments, but not like, they're not extended. At one point in time, they were extended for months at a time. And getting out of bed every day was difficult, and you were miserable and hating yourself and everything around you because life just, well, it wasn't enjoyable. You couldn't find happiness anywhere. And I find these days when I go through a depressive episode, for want of a better term, I don't find myself to be unhappy most of the time. My emotions can be all over the place. I've seen that I have a short fuse at times when the simplest of things, like, well, the best example I can think of is the one that occurs the most often. When I'm trying to put my coffee filter in my coffee machine in the morning to make a pot of coffee, and I can't get the filter to open, and you find yourself feeling like you want to throw everything out the window, which is not good. And you don't react, to those emotions. You don't follow through with that thought, because let's face it, it's going to be expensive if you do that, and also destructive and detrimental to other individuals. I do live on the 6th floor, after all, so if I throw things out the window, somebody could get hurt. So you have to think about those things. But the emotion to smash it is, it's very much there. But with the medication that I'm on, I find that I don't feel that way as often, even when I do have a moment where, I'm upset and my patience is worn super thin, and I just don't have a fuse. So I get through the day, I deal with it, and keep most of it inside. But in all honesty, the last few weeks I've been feeling a great deal of self-loathing, worthlessness, emptiness, the things that one goes through when one has to deal with depression. And the anxiety has not been troublesome as of lately, thankfully, because I've been able to get a relative amount of sleep relative to what I need to function, that is, of course. But I do find myself super emotional lately. And some days, I just can't contain it. Sitting on the couch just watching a movie, and you just suddenly get struck with a wave of sadness that comes over you and causes you to weep at the silliest little of things. And that's a terrible way to have to live. Now, thankfully, I know this is only temporary. I know this does not go on for months anymore. It has been about 2 weeks-ish, somewhere thereabouts. And I feel yesterday I started to round a corner, and I'm definitely coming around that corner today. When I say I'm feeling good, I mean, I'm happy and I'm content with life. I'm not upset at things that I can't control. But when it comes down to the feelings of emptiness, loneliness, darkness, sadness, worthlessness, those all exist very much. And I wish they didn't. But sadly, they very much do. And it's times like this when you're feeling those emotions that you need to hold on tight. I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of wonderful people in my life who are incredibly patient and understanding with me, and I tell them, look, you need to understand that this does not give me license to be an asshole. It doesn't. So if you find that I'm behaving as such, just tell me point blank, Paul, you're being an asshole. At which case I will just say, thank you for letting me know, because when I'm going through it, if I'm not able to keep the emotions in check, I can be a pretty obnoxious asshole. And I don't want to be that person, because that's detrimental to myself and to everybody around me, and nobody deserves to be treated poorly. Nobody deserves to be on the bad end of things, if you will. So, in those rare occasions, and they are very rare these days, thankfully, because of the exercises, because of this milieu, this medium where I have a chance to come and talk about what I'm going through, and so many of you share with me in the chat what you're going through and what you've gone through. That does help me. It's like a group therapy session. I guess I'm kind of leading the group, but nevertheless, that's what it feels like. It's a group therapy session online for a community of people who want to find ways to deal with mental health issues that so many people have. Now, you yourself might not have one, but I do guarantee you someone in your life, in your circle, in your family, or your friendships at work, or wherever you may be, somebody has been directly affected by a mental health issue. There's no one on earth that's not been affected, either directly or indirectly, whether it's through a family member that has caused turmoil or strife within your own family. Everyone on earth is affected somehow by someone with a mental health issue. And sometimes it can be pretty horrible. And sometimes it can be pretty leave you with a feeling of emptiness, loss, loneliness, sadness. And maybe you're not even the one suffering, but you see somebody else who is, and you know that ultimately there's not a darn thing you can do about it. All you can do is just try and be there for them. Oh, gotta oil my chair. So one of the things that I've tried to do, one second here. What is going on with my phone? My phone is going crazy. One of the things that I try and express here is that I don't know if I ever succeed, but I like to talk about how we need to help each other out when and where we can. So reach out to your friends. If you know of somebody who's been open and discussed with you in past times that, they have depression or severe anxiety, just reach out to them. Just, text message, phone call, maybe a visit. I don't know. You know best what your friendships and your relationships are capable of handling. So I would suggest, you reach out to somebody at this time of the year and just, hey, how are you doing? Do you need anything? Is everything okay? Do you want to talk? Or do you want some company? I can come over and hang out with you. We could go for coffee or just a walk. It's times like those that you just, for myself, and I'm only speaking for myself, times like those where I just need to be around another human being, one that knows me and cares about me. Now, I'm thankful I have my lovely wife, Bridget, who is incredibly patient with me. And I have a difficult time, like I said, talking about what I'm going through when I'm going through it. And I'm learning to be a little bit more open about that, if you will. Trying to be a little bit more forthright and forthcoming and discuss it when I'm in the midst of it. It's difficult for me because I've, after decades of learning how to hide it, bringing it up to the surface is, well, a bit of a challenge, to say the least. But thankfully, because I have somebody who really does care about me and love me. I mean, my family does too, don't get me wrong, but my partner is the one I see the most, right? And thankfully, I'm in a workplace where I've been able to talk about um, what affects me, what troubles me, what bothers me, and my employers, along with my coworkers, are completely supportive. And they're like, "Geez, I had no idea." Well, I keep it pretty much to myself. But one second, terribly sorry about that. I keep it pretty much to myself most of the time. But there are occasions where I just need to open it up and say, "Hey, I'm kind of going through some stuff right now, so I will be here. I will do my job. I will do it to the best of my abilities. But if you think, if you detect that I'm not emotionally present in any meetings or in any interactions, by all means, you can talk to me about it and you say, hey, are you okay? I'll be happy to discuss it with you. What's going on? Where my head is at. Sometimes you work so hard to contain what is going on with you that you neglect to pay attention to those around you who see that you're suffering and want to help. And that creates a whole other dilemma, which is very complicated. I, sorry, a lot of thoughts in my head at the moment, and some of them I can't get super clear and express to you. You see, I bumped my head yesterday at Bridget's place. I was setting up some recording equipment in her basement so she can do some singing and recording. She wants to start singing, so set up some small studio gear for her. And the house is over 100 years old, and the low beams in the basement, and I whacked my head. One of the things about not having hair is you don't have that warning barrier to let you know you're going to hit yourself. So, yeah, got a big scrape on the top of my head. Wasn't very pleasant. So, times like this, when I find myself struggling, and I'm trying to appear as normal as possible on the outside for everybody around me, so I don't upset anybody else, because I know how upsetting it can be to other people. And I guess to a certain degree that's a disservice to myself, but at the same token, what I have noticed is when I am going through a really rough patch, I try and be super upbeat and joyful and present and grateful and smile at everybody, and every exchange I have with everybody I try and make as happy and as pleasant as possible, because if I can bring a little bit of joy to somebody else's life, well, that helps me more than you'll ever know. And I think you might find the same thing. Smiling at somebody, having a pleasant exchange with, I don't know, the person you purchased your coffee from. Just thank you very much. Have a great day. Express it. Express your joy and your gratitude for that moment. Because when you are struggling through some things, you don't know when your next joyful moment is going to come. So that's why I try and be as positive and expressive. Expressive? I don't even know if that's a good term. But I try and express my joy in every single moment that I have, be it in the workplace, be it just at the coffee shop, passing somebody on the street, one of my neighbors, just, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Have a great day. Dog therapy is good too. A lot of my neighbors have dogs, and they take them out to the park, so I'll go over to the dog park and watch them play, and sometimes just come up, and a lot of them know me. The dogs, I know their owners, but I know the dog's name. I don't necessarily know the owner's name, which is, I think, actually pretty commonplace. But correct me if I'm wrong. And I find dog therapy, as I like to call it, when you have a chance to sit and pet a dog and just drink in their loving expression towards you, because dogs love everybody for the most part. At least that's been my experience personally. That helps too. Sitting with a dog or a cat, can really add a little bit of joy to your life, whether you realize it or not. So, difficult times like this, you need to go out and find your joy wherever you can. Don't read anything nasty into that. That's not what I was getting at. Some days a joyful moment can be when I see the guy at the corner store and, I might grab a coffee on my way into work. I just take a bit of a detour, stop into the store, grab a coffee. It's only $1, so, I usually have coffee at home. We have coffee at the office, but sometimes I just, you want another one. It's like, hey, how's it going? Have a great day. And I find when you put that energy out into the world, it comes back to you tenfold. And it has been my experience that I notice that when you express joy and gratitude to somebody else and greet them in such a manner and smile and say, have a great day, and sincerely mean it, it will lift your spirits as well as theirs. And when you see somebody who is thankful for that joyful exchange, that'll help you too. At least that's what's worked for me. I recommend you give it a try too, because it might be able to help you along the way as well. Maybe you'll find that, if you're suffering, try and remember, let's be extra nice to everybody I meet today. And I think you'll find, as has been my experience, that you will get more from it than the people will who you interact with. And the first time I discovered that, it was like a life-changing moment. It was like, boom, the light bulb right above my head. It really did change me in a profound manner. I saw things differently from there on out. And I do remember about 15 years ago, I was going through a rough patch. And I was cranky and cantankerous. And a friend of mine, we were out somewhere to see a show, and I was a cranky, cantankerous asshole. And she just looked at me and said, wow, you're really angry this evening. Who pissed on your cornflakes? Why are you being such an asshole? And she said it to me in such a pleasant, upbeat, lighthearted manner, but looked at me with a look of care and concern. And it was a life-changing moment for me, because I realized, oh my God, she's right, I'm an asshole. I just looked at her, I said, I'm so sorry. I'm going through some stuff, and it looks like I'm taking it out on everybody around me, and that's not fair to anybody. And you know what? I don't want to be an asshole. So I was able to adjust my attitude right then and there in that moment. And then I have spent every day since then constantly analyzing how I'm behaving. Maybe that's a little crazy, but I'm always analyzing. Was that a good exchange? Was I nice to that person? Did I say something untoward? Was I cranky? And I will occasionally look at a coworker and I go, did I cross a line there? Did I say something too much? Because I'm always trying to be better. And that is a never-ending, lifelong mission. Learning constantly, growing. Personal growth is never easy, but is it worthwhile? I guess I've kind of gotten off topic a little bit about how I've been suffering, but I'm trying to give you tools that have worked for me to help get me out of the hole. Even when I know I'm still in it, I can still see the sunshine. Of course, we've not had a lot of sunshine in Canada's capital for a few months. 3 days in December, not a lot in January, although it was sunny yesterday. It was a beautiful sunny day yesterday. It snowed most of the day today. And we were outside for a bit, had a nice walk, although it was very, very cold this weekend. But it was a beautiful sunshiny day yesterday, and that was nice to be out in the sun for a bit. We just need more sunny days. If it's going to be overcast, make it snow. Please, just make it snow if it's going to be overcast. Otherwise, could we have some sunshine, please, Mother Nature? I know we've been terrible stewards of your planet, but some of us are trying to do good stuff. So, don't punish everyone. Okay, my friends, I think I'm gonna sign off this evening. My medication for my back is starting to kick in, and it does make me a little bit drowsy. Hopefully, I'll be better tomorrow, and hopefully, I will be able to go for a skate. Tonight was just out of the question because I was simply in too much pain, and trying to skate when you're walking hurt. So skating, it would be the same, and I don't want to venture down to the canal. It's not that far away from me. It's about, 400 or 500 meters, so it's a 5-minute walk, if that. But to get out onto the ice, put on your skates, go for a little bit of a skate, and then turn around, take them off, and come back home again. No, I need to be out for a good hour at least to get a good heart workout in, get some good cardio, which also gives you that endorphins rush, which makes you feel physically and emotionally better about yourself. And after all, the reason we have this here, this whole community that we're slowly building, that I'm trying to, help people wherever I can. It's important that we do what we can to take care of ourselves from time to time. Yeah. I'm trying to organize my thoughts, and sometimes, thank you, Mikhail. Hopefully my back will be up to snuff tomorrow. I plan on going skating tomorrow, and hopefully my back will be in good enough shape to do so. We'll see. I'm just hoping it gets better before it gets worse, because I really do need to get out on the ice. I need to get for a skate, and I need to get that cardio in, get the heart rate up, start feeling better about oneself. It's important, or at least I think it is. Exercise helps with your emotional well-being as well as your physical well-being. So if you can get some exercise, by all means do so. And until we meet again, my friends, I'm going to be sitting here in my chair, sipping on my hot chocolate. Oh, that's so very good. Getting ready to record a jazz show, which I'll do tomorrow, because I'm tired this evening. And I will be adding some more, content throughout the week. Try and get some more content for the folks that are looking for new things. I'm going to try and do this on a more frequent basis. Every Monday, of course, but I'm going to try and add some additional content throughout the week. It'll be pre-recorded for the most part. But when I can go live, I will. But I'd like to keep this Monday evening ritual, and sometimes Tuesdays, depending upon how things work out, but Monday, Tuesday evening ritual, where we can all meet and discuss our day and talk about how we're feeling and where we are at emotionally, and in my case today, physically, I guess, along with the emotional aspect. So, my friends, thank you for coming by tonight. I do appreciate it. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that this little group therapy session that I'm trying to lead, for want of a better term, has been helpful to you. I will see you again very soon. I do promise you that. Take care.